What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for IMSA Fixed at Road America, my home track. It's going to be a good race today, even though we only have a field of 7, and even though I completely blew the Q lap. Um, yeah, not much more to say than that. Not pretty. We probably only would have been maybe 4th, let's say. I think it was going to be about a mid 47, so we didn't lose a whole chunk of time. We're not winning this race today. Do not get me wrong at all. Do not have pace in LMDH cars. They're just not something that I'm fast in as terms of like lap time and lap speed. The key for me and the goal is really to get through traffic well, be smart and smooth, and make good decisions and be around, after the pit stop and not get ourselves killed or get in any bad spots. So we'll see how it plays out, but we do have a little bit of work to do. Hopefully we can work through a couple of these guys early and be smart and take care of the tires. That's also very key in this IMSA Fix series because you probably don't want to get any tires. I have no idea, but I assume since it's going to be a short field, you don't want any tires. But we'll just have to play it by ear. If we finish 7th and lose 150 ironing, so be it. Who cares? But I want to have some fun. Hopefully, we can get a top 5 out of this. I think we definitely have 4th or 5th place speeds. So we'll just have to hope for the best and play the long game. But make sure you drop that like, sub down below so you don't miss any action from iRacing. Needs to be Porsche Unleashed, Camaro content, track day content, anything else we do. A couple notes I want to throw out. First of all, E was supposed to come and spot me for this, but he must have gone to bed because I don't really know why. But so E, this one, I guess if I get killed by a lap car in traffic or something, it's your fault. And I was also supposed to, or not supposed to, I was trying to get in the race with Bob Giaquinto, a good friend of mine who races this weekly. And obviously, just being my home track, I wanted to get one in with him. And this is the week that he happens to be moving, so he's not necessarily available to run with me this week, which really sucks. So we'll try to get some more in with him at some point. But yeah, so the one week I decided I have circled for this, and we're gonna do some practice and give it a proper go. He's not available, so yeah, we'll just see how this goes. Again, we're starting 7th. Could be worse. Not the end of the world. Only 7 cars in the field, and I feel confident that we can move up a couple. Just gotta be smart and play the long game and hope for the best. It's on me. I blew the Q lap myself, so nobody else to blame. But we'll see what we can get out of this. If we lose a bunch of ironing again, who cares? Doesn't really matter. It's just a number. It makes no difference. But I enjoy driving the Cadillac LMDH. Obviously, it's an amazing sounding car, and I've been out of it too long, so I wanted to get back in it here. I plan to get back in it, 1, 2, 3 weeks next season, somewhere in there, just to get some more seat time because it's a car I really enjoy, even though I'm not very good in it. And obviously, I love racing anything at Road America, my home track. So without further ado, we'll get on the grid and we'll see if I can shoot myself in the foot anymore. So yeah, hopefully it's fun. Should be fun. Don't want any tires. We will auto fuel when we get to that point, but we won't worry about that right now because we do not need as much auto fuel as we are set for here. Full pace lap, unfortunately, which is really dumb. But yeah, we can just play nice and smooth here. Play the long game. Again, we're not really going to go anywhere here, so should be a lot of fun. I really enjoy driving this car just in general, whether it's fast or not. I know it's not fast. I know I am far from quick and sporty and speedy and all this stuff. And like I said, my lap probably would have put us maybe 3rd, probably 4th. But it doesn't really matter. As long as we don't get killed in the first couple of corners, it's not really going to matter that much. I don't think I'm going too far forwards here. So we are in the Cadillac, of course. We are getting the Ferrari for next season, the 499 or whatever it's called, the LMDH GTP Hypercar Ferrari. So that'll be cool. I expect to see a ton of those, obviously. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes and how popular the Cadillac is after that. But yeah, basically, this car is the car that you drive if you like sound and you enjoy hearing a good sounding race car. The Acura is the one if you like a really pointy nose. The Porsche is really the balanced one for the most part, at least that's the general conception, and then the BMW is the one you drive if you don't know the other 3 exist. So, don't know what the field spread's like. I see a couple Porsches up there, a Cadillac in front of me. I'd expect to see a lot of Porsche in this. I expect to see a lot of Cadillac in this, because again, most people's skill is not enough for it to really matter. You drive what you drive, and none of the rest of it really matters that much, so. Battery is going to be important. It is locked in balanced mode just because we're in the fixed series here, so nothing we can change with that. Not a concern, not really worried about it. We will have to remember to change our auto fuel later at some point, but again, not a huge concern. We're going to have to just play the long game here. If we can go forwards on the racetrack past the 16 and the 18 here, that would be good. But if we can't, we'll just try to play the long game, get out of traffic. Maybe try a different pit strategy. I don't know exactly what we want to do yet. Again, I have not raced IMSA at all this season, so this is going to be kind of a one-off. don't have any more planned. I can't believe it's already week 11. We only have 2 more weeks after this because, of course, this is an extended season to realign with the calendar.
Gotta give me that track there, buddy.
I don't know what's going on up there, but whatever. But anyways, we have 14 weeks technically. The week that we usually think of as build week, week 13, is actually week 14 here this season, so they can get the build out and still align the calendar with everything else. So this week and then 2 more after it should be a lot of fun. Next week's going to be a little bit lighter for content probably, but we got plenty of good stuff coming up for this week yet. You've already probably seen USORL-series at Sobo by the time you're seeing this. That hasn't happened yet, but again, all in good fun, hopefully good racing, good content. Don't even care about how we finish. I just enjoy driving this car when I get a chance, so any iRating we lose is irrelevant. I really could not care any less at this point, but hopefully it's still fun. Again, I still like to run well. I'd like to get top 5. I think top 5 would be the minimum of how we should run in this car here, especially with a split like this where it's nice and small and compact, but again, shit happens, so I put myself on the back foot here to start, so other than that, we should be just about ready to rock and roll. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover pre-race. I think there's only 4 LMP2s, excuse me, and then like 8 or 10. Looks like 9 GT3s, so not a huge field, pretty spread field. What was that, 20 cars total, so yeah, I'm ready. 35 minutes, fixed set, not going to worry about any of that. Again, we're not going to put any tires on it here. Not going to be going anywhere on the start also, of course, just because we can't go anywhere on the start. I wish my pedals were a little bit closer to me, but obviously it's a little bit late in the game to be changing that now, so. But yeah, I expect a pretty late fire off. We'll try again to get through a couple of these guys here quickly if we can. If we can get 1 or 2 before turn 5 or through turn 5, that would be a good start. Don't know what long run pace is going to be like for these guys. Good luck, everybody. But we'll hope for the best. So without further ado, appreciate you all so much, and let's get it. And hopefully not die with whatever this is going on here. But all right, come on, let's close up now, buddy. All right, we are ready. Let's go. Pretty spread start there. Not a great start by me, but again, that's not the end of the world. We're not really going anywhere here, so. Just gotta make sure we don't die. Exit their turn 3 up on the 18 car here. Hopefully we can try to make a move down into 5. It's kind of all over the middle of the road there as we got a big lock up there by the Porsche, I think. Looks like 4 car there, so that's 1 spot. Not one of the ones I thought we might get, but it's a spot nonetheless. Still think we can get the 18 to 16 here as we go. Of course, the field spreads very quickly here. A little bit of a lunge there by the 3, backed out of that one though. It took me a little bit by surprise though. We gotta get by the 18 here. He's holding us up though, for sure. In terms of aero and in terms of actual pace. Looks like the leader's had a 1X somewhere from up ahead. The 6 car from the front row is falling back, so definitely lost some time there. We gotta try to pass the 18 here. Deep. We get a turn to the right here. That's a clear. All right, 2 in the first lap. That's good. We go chasing after the 6 and the 16. Front 2 have gotten away just a little bit. We are also out of the tow of these 2, basically in front of us, but still good, successful first lap. I wanted 2. We got 2. So again, I think we can run with these couple in front of us. So we just gotta keep pushing on. Nice and patient with the long game here. Oh, there's a death, okay. 16 must have dropped a wheel there. That's good for us, I guess. Gotta check auto fuel next time down the front stretch, probably. Again, nice and patient, long way to go. No, let's not slide off there on still pretty cold front tires. Still good. A little bit of aero push perhaps in the mix there. Again, traffic is going to play a factor in this. There are enough GT cars that we're going to have some traffic ebbs and flows for sure. It's not like there's only like 5 of them where we can just run through them pretty easily. There's going to be enough where there's going to be battles we're going to have to come in contact with. So we definitely have to be on our toes and keep our wits about us here. I do think we can hang with this 6 though, so we got to keep that in mind here as we go. Not beat ourselves here early trying to get too much. Again, short run pace may not be my strength. Actually, I know it's not my strength, but keeping mistake free, I say as I killed it in qualifying, but keeping mistake free is going to be big. Alright, auto fuel is set. 3-second gap behind. Let's see if we can try to keep up with the 6 here. I know that the gigastrats for this is to try to save fuel and shorten your pit stop, but I am not talented enough to be able to do that and still make lap time, so we just have to go basically as hard as we can and take the fuel we have to take, essentially. It's my only option in this, so whatever, that's how it goes sometimes. Again, not exactly sure how we match up on pace with these guys, but seem to be in the ballpark, which is good enough for me at this point. This car just sounds so good, especially on downshifts, but really all the time, which is awesome. Just a lovely race car. I love driving it. Again, not very good, but love driving it. I love top-level prototypes on iRacing. I have for years, and this is one of the better ones. Drove this car a couple weeks ago in a couple videos. Comparing this car to the Porsche 919, the top-level prototype from about a decade ago, and kind of the differences, the pace differences and all that stuff, and that was a fun video. So not been forever since I've driven this, as I underdrove the shit out of the Canada corner there, turn 12, but we're good. 13, Bill Mitchell is just about flat if you get it right. Still have to be careful though. In the 14, very deceptively tricky corner. That was an awful second half of the lap there, at least the last couple of corners. Probably lost 3 or 4 tenths there just under driving. 4 has finally cleared the 18 behind us. 16 has died again. Not a good lap by me either. Again, we're just gonna try to stay alive here, play the long game. Traffic will come into play for sure. I'm sure we're going to lose iRacing for 4th. We might even lose iRacing for 3rd, even if we were to get that spot. So, again, I don't care. I'm just pointing out things I'm seeing at this point since it's still early. Not a bad SOF, only really those 16 and 18 there are what I'd call lower iRacings. I mean, everybody else seems to be 2K to 3K for sure, and I'm at roughly 3,500. Not in this car, obviously, but just overall. If we can keep this 6 in visual sight, we have a chance. It seems like the 4 is starting to run us down just a little bit here. A couple tenths here, a couple tenths there, but yeah, if we can just kind of stay alive, that'll be okay. Seems I've run out of boost juice here down the back straightaway. Already coming up to the first of the GT lap traffic, we saw that Kobe guy. He already disconnected. He was the 9th car, I believe. So we are down to 8 GTs, I think. Again, not a great lap there, but overdrove turn 1 just slightly. Cost us maybe 0.2. Should be able to get this 19 maybe in the hurry downs. We're going to catch him in a really bad spot here because they have to lift for this corner and we don't. Yeah, it could have been worse. Didn't lose very much time there, so definitely could have been worse. Four is going to have to get through that guy around the carousel, which isn't the hardest thing to do in this car, but not the easiest thing either. It obviously hurts your speed coming out of the carousel all the way down to turn 12, so not ideal for that. Lost a couple tenths there behind, but we're still good. Still just about hanging on the back of this guy. Not quite. I mean, we're not in any position to challenge, obviously, but we're hanging in there. Hopefully we can get 17 down the front stretch here. That would be great to be able to do before turn 1. No idea if my headlight flash button's working, because I haven't driven the car with headlight flash in quite a while, but online for turn 1, which we do nicely. Four car behind will get through the 17 here down to turn 5, so no disadvantage there. GTs here up ahead as I again just slide the nose ever so slightly. It wasn't even much, but it doesn't take much. Look at all the traffic ahead. This is where it gets interesting and fun, or maybe not so fun depending on how it goes. Definitely interesting though, that's for sure. We're gonna have to pick our moves here wisely, pick our moments. Really gotta fire this one up the inside here. We're not close enough. Just an unwise move. Could have been disaster. We don't want to make that move, especially early. Let's back out of that. Not sure where that guy there in the Merc was going, so we'll just back out of that one. Again, very safe and sorry, especially her early. Porsche ahead caught up just a little bit in this traffic, so back out as well and play it safe. This is the leader here, Drew. He's very, very fast. Dave's raced with him a lot. Oh, almost ran the back of dude there. That wouldn't have been good. We're still good. I shouldn't say almost ran the back of him. We were just tucked up under him, but no real danger of making contact there, I don't think. Definitely gained ground on the 4 through that traffic though. That helps us some. Lost a lot of time in the cars ahead. Very easy to spread out though here in this class. Yeah, especially here as we go and get into these clumps of cars. The first time through is always the most difficult, but I got about 11 laps of fuel when I was testing earlier. I have no idea how many laps this race is. I'd guess like 20. Still good. Again, just a little bit of that aero push there hurting us through the carousel. We get a little bit of the toe benefit here down the backstretch through the kink and down the 12. Not a huge toe in these things because they are kind of bricks, but they're kind of, you know, aero sensitive bricks. They're not, you know, just slabs like a Volvo or something, but it does hurt you just a little bit in the corners and helps you just a little bit down the straights. So we definitely don't want to do here is follow the guy in, because then we know we're not going to beat him. We got to try to offset here as we're just about 13 minutes in. Thought he might have dropped the wheel on the inside there, and he may have anyways, but just losing the fronts through the carousel kind of predictably, but not ideal. We're not really making up any time, but we're also not losing a whole lot of ground, so we're still in touch for sure. See there on the dash page, it's actually, we're on for a pretty decent lap here if we can finish it off. Got in the 12th pretty well that time, and off actually. Toe, understandable. Again, pretty decent lap there, right about our best, 47.90. Move it around there just a little bit since it worked so well in the street stock the other day. Figured we'd try it here tonight. A little bit of front locking there, just on the pedal a little bit too much, but we're again still alive. That's the key.
Well, thanks a fucking lot, dude.
Spy dead people, or hear dead people, I should say. Again, a little bit of nose slide through there. Kept you out of the grass, kept you off the gravel. That's good. May have been death, it looks like.
Like, you're so big brained, you're just like fucking revving and racing like that for no reason.
Not quite as good of a lap there. We lost a little bit of ground for sure, but again, not a huge deal. We got a long way to go. Plus the pit stop, obviously. He'll probably do the opposite of what he does here, just to try something. Hope we can get on and off pit road without too much issue. Which should be able to do no problem. Oh, a little bit of grass there on the inside I caught. Just a touch, nothing crazy, just a little bit too much there. Alright, keep an eye on him here. Obviously we have the advantage as a trailing car to choose later what we want to do. There's some GT traffic ahead. Pretty good pit entry, maybe a little bit conservative, but that's okay. Ford behind us going to keep going. I assume these LMP2s will keep going, but we shouldn't have too much interaction with them. Just got to really hit our marks here on their entry. Not speed, that would be good. We do have the last pit box of the LMDHs, of course. Alright, short fill. Just about 8 gallons going in here. Not sure if the 8 got tires there or what, but they actually worked out really well. We came out right in front of the LMP2s. Maybe the 8 is a penalty. Regardless, here we're in a decent spot. Made up about 3 seconds on the 7. Maybe we underfilled slightly, I don't know. Wish I knew, but it felt like we were maybe underfilled slightly, so hopefully it doesn't come into play, but we can save a little bit. When we see where our track position shakes out, we can save a little bit. Now we gotta keep chugging along. Very long pit lane here. Obviously we're going to be a little bit worse handling here as we do have more fuel on board, a little bit heavier than we just were. Get right back up to speed here versus those guys around us are going to have to pit. All right, see where we come out. Six is going to be leaving here shortly as we come firing down the front stretch. Just watch that merge. There he is. He's going to come out in front of us. Get moved there by the 6 to cover us. Again, pretty shitty of him to merge out of the pits and basically block us, but I don't feel that was necessary. I don't think that we were going to be able to go around this outside in turn 1, but you know, if he felt it was necessary, that's his choice. Not sure what happened to the 8 there, if he had a penalty or got tires or what, but we do inherit 3rd here now, which is good. Just gotta make sure we have the fuel, which we should. You don't want to be too safe with that. We're gonna definitely have like 8 to go here. Should be on the mark. Still have traffic, of course, to deal with. Still have this guy ahead of us to try to stick with. Forced into a mistake. We made our bet to try to pit early, get him off his kilter, and then we again pressured him coming out of the pit lane, but he covered it well. I have no problem with the defensive plate. I do have a problem with his pit exit, but I have no problem with the defensive plate. So it's all fair game. But now we just got to try to hang out here, make sure we can keep rocking forwards. Make sure we have the fuel in it, which we should, again. Just stay in front of the 4, of course, also. Shouldn't be more than 8 laps for sure, so. There's a mistake by the 6, but we're not close enough to pounce on it immediately. That's okay. We'll have some dirt on his wheels for at least a couple of corners here. Stay close. He obviously is well versed in how to defend in these things, which is fine. Just means that we're going to either need another mistake or something like that, because we're not just going to roll around them for sure, even with the big draft or something like that. So we have to play something else. Again, the aero push there as the front tires wear out, definitely getting more severe. Also, the 4 is starting to reel us in just a tad. Nothing crazy here, but again, we can't afford to get tripped up in traffic or anything too much. Although he may have made a mistake there because we pulled another second or so. Just losing the fronts there caused me to have a big throttle up oversteer to get the thing to rotate, slide the rear tires, but that's better than plowing off and understeering, so definitely damaging those tires now, but that's okay. I feel like we're pretty good on fuel, just based on my math, which is obviously imperfect math, but it's math nonetheless. We just gotta focus here, no mistakes. Stay close enough where if he makes a mistake, he's not gonna be able to recover it in front of us. But obviously, he's shown that kind of throw caution to the wind when it comes to pit exit stuff, so we're doing okay. That's for sure. We're doing okay. I'm pretty happy with this. It's not driving the car in a really long time in a race scenario. Again, I know the car pretty well, not obviously perfectly. I don't race it weekly or anything like that, as you know. And although I enjoy it, far from my best car, far from my best performing car class or vehicle, but I just love the car, love the sound, love everything about it. American V8 power. And we're sticking around. I mean, we're hanging. The 7's very gone, but I think he won the last split as well, or one of the earlier ones, so knew he was faster than I was. Again, I think we were probably maybe 3rd on pace, probably 4th. So we just got to do our job here and hang on to this, and I'll be happy for sure. Not huge gains from the 4 behind, so we should be all right there. Just looking at the clock here, down the front stretch, see about where we're at. Six laps of fuel, that's plenty, probably 5 to go. Maybe 6, but either way, even if we get 6, we're good on fuel. A lot of GT cars are out, although they're leaving the pit lane now. Just squeaked by Drew there. That's actually a really important pass for me. Didn't mean to make it awkward for Drew, but the more GT cars we can put between us and the 4, the more they're going to have to pass on track that we can get them while they're at slow speed. So I took a little bit of a creative liberty that he saw me coming, which is good, because he did. 4 should get by the 12 here, but probably won't get the 1 down in the turn 5, which is good. At least not perfectly cleanly. A little bit of a left front lock up there by me. Actually lost some time and all that. A little bit sloppy. I gotta get back focusing here, back to where we're at. Again, I think that we're roughly the same pace as the 4. We're probably not too far off, just a couple tenths or so here at pace from the 6. We had our shots. We had a shot to, be really aggressive there on the pit exit, didn't take it. I think that was the wise move. We probably would have died based on the way he drove us. But that's okay. Don't know what happened to the 8. We'll have to go look at that afterwards and see if he sped or took tires or what. But obviously unfortunate. But again, I said pre-race, don't beat yourself and you'll be all right. And I beat myself in Q, so I only have myself to blame. We're still cruising along, though. Still plenty of time to go, so I can't give myself the podium yet. But we've done the hard work. We've put ourselves in position. 7 minutes to go is probably going to be 8 laps. 8 laps, excuse me. 4 laps at least. And even again, if it's 5, we got the fuel, so we're good. Just keep being conservative. We're not pushing too hard at this point. We're not going forwards anymore. Don't drop wheels. Nothing stupid. We had our challenge at the 6. We threw him our maybe not our best shot, but a decent shot. It wasn't a layup, but it might have been a 10-foot jump shot. And we had our shot at him. And I didn't convert. Maybe if I was a little more familiar with the car or how the tires worked or anything like that, we could have thrown a better shot. But again, I'd rather finish behind him and not take the stab as I plow off there again with some lockup. I'd rather do this than wreck and die. That's never what you want, especially when you're the top GTP in the field. That's a big loss if you get it wrong. So we've definitely let him get away. But that wasn't really the whole point. We were lucky to, I say lucky, he started on the front row, so we were fortunate to even be up in contention. And again, if he makes some more mistakes, maybe we have that spot. But, 4 has gone off behind us. Crashed there, maybe a lockup, dropped wheel, but drops back 18 seconds and more. That kind of takes the pressure off of us directly, so now we can just focus forwards. Don't have to even watch about the mirror and where the car behind's at as far as gains, because they won't catch us now. Nobody will. I don't anticipate the 6 making any mistakes in traffic or anything like that, but with probably 4 to go, again, certainly 3. We definitely are going to catch some more cars somewhere along the line, probably both classes. Again, nice and chill, just backing it down, make sure we have plenty of fuel in case we get an extra lap for some weird reason. Still close enough where if there is a mistake, we can avoid it, but also pick up the pieces. Yeah, again, I don't know, I'm conflicted. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Maybe I should have just thrown a little more caution in the wind and pushed harder, because that's how you race these cars. You got to get track position, you got to get in front, because it is so difficult to pass, especially in the LMDH. Maybe I should have been a little bit more aggressive, but again, my style is all about avoiding the instance, avoiding the conflict, avoiding contact, and things that could go really wrong, especially with netcode and who knows what else. So maybe again, that's a flaw of mine, but it's worked out pretty well in my career and my life so far. So happy with the results, especially knowing that we got the freebie from the mistake or whatever happened to the 8. Again, we got the big gap behind us now. 3rd in the field of 7, probably still going to lose ironing, but hopefully not too much at all. Definitely less than 50 for 3rd out of 7, I would assume, because we're not that far ahead of the other guys in the LMDH class as far as ironing goes. But who knows? I'd take a break even, I'd take a single-digit loss, anything like that for sure. So definitely backed our pace off here, which is fine. Get off of this corner well behind the 19. Nice wide berth. Probably 3 laps to go, just because of where the leader is, I would assume here, so that's all right. Again, just make sure we have enough fuel. In no hurry. But yeah, let me know. Drop a comment down below if you want me to see do some more IMSA. Probably IMSA fix, just because it's easier for me to do a couple practice laps and hop in rather than building a whole set that may or may not even be good, because I'm far from an expert at this other than Daytona. I know Daytona pretty well and what the car needs at Daytona. But as far as these other tracks, not an expert by any means. So let me know if you want to see, again, 1, 2, 3 weeks of IMSA fixed in the Cadillac next season. Let me know if you want to see a different class. I probably won't drive the LMP2 car, but I could be talked into a GT3, depending on the track, obviously. Again, shout out to E for not spotting me. Still love you though, E. And shout out to Dave for always being my resident expert on sports cars and IMSA especially. And then shout out to Bob Giaquinto again. Wonderful driver. He is living proof that the iRacing and the pace does not matter. It's the kind of person you are and how you treat others, because he's not the fastest and he'll tell you that himself, but he is a top-notch human, especially a good friend. So this one's for you, Bob. We'll take this podium, hopefully knock on wood with a couple to go here, and dedicate this one in memory of Bob's old home. So yeah, you're still flying along here. Again, we're just cruising basically, but 2 to go I would assume here. Traffic up ahead. Yep, definitely 2 to go. Good thing we got the fuel, plenty of fuel. Probably gonna run out about turn 3 after the finish, but that's fine. By Aaron here down towards turn 5 after this corner. The leader, Joshua, just completely checked out from Doug. I don't know if there were penalties in the LMP2s or crashes or what, but huge margin, like 35-second margin of victory for the number 5 car in LMP2 over the 2 car, which is a little bit surprising because I think the 2 car is like 4K. Drew is like 4,900 in the 1 car, the Porsche GT3, to be passed off at his pit stop. Oh, don't drive off now, dipshit. Alright, we're good. Curious to see how the front tires look for future reference. Probably not going to do any more racing this week here, but again, probably do some in the future because I love the car. So, there's a good track selection. I will probably be doing some other enduro things between now and then, we'll see. But we'll see if we can get some IMSA fixed in next season. That could be fun for the LMVH. Got to get my Cadillac fix, of course. Nice and easy, coming to get the white. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Nice Doug there just to lift off. Let us go. Not battling, obviously. Neither of us contention to go forward.
God doesn't ever move like that.
And we'll come back and wrap this one up. So, plenty of fuel.
Follow the racing line. That's it.
Yeah, we got people moving. Try to get out of our way. Cardinal Sin. Again, Bob, I'll throw some shade at you, but if you're a slower class or the middle class or anything, if you're getting past, never ever move out of the way. It's not a help. I know you're trying to be helpful, giving us the racing line, but the bigger issue is being predictable. Be smart, be predictable. Do what we expect you to do, and not what you think is best. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Easier said than done, but it's something you just learn with multi-class, and especially with the pace differential of these cars. So, through the carousel for the final time. The go-kart track will be on our right. Go through the kink, which in my Camaro I talked about a couple months ago, or I guess a couple weeks ago, really. Not nearly as scary as you'd think, but still a very fearsome corner.
Thanks for the patience, Joshua.
Great win, Benjamin. Great race, Bodo. That was a lot of fun.
Good race.
That dude was flying. Again, who knows if he's actually fast, but he's certainly faster than I, which isn't saying very much. But coming through 13, Bill Mitchell. Final corner, turn 14, nice and smooth. Late turn in. And I will take a podium 11 times out of 11. Hopefully we don't lose too much iRacing, if any, but we will take that all day long. Just enough fuel. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Good length race, too much longer, and that would have been, you know, another 10 minutes, that would have been kind of wild. Again, longer pit stop for sure, but that was a lot of fun. So we'll just cruise around here a couple more corners since there are still a lot of cars finishing, and then we'll check out where we're at. We did finish 27 seconds behind, so quite a large margin. We saw some death from the 16. We saw some other stuff, so it was fun though regardless. Gotta give a shout out to CR2 while I'm thinking of it, and Nico. Both of them were really supportive, and Ian Griffith as well. He was very supportive. All three of them were very supportive of me doing one of these this week, so I had to get one in for them. And we are out of fuel. Just let it kind of run out here through the carousel and get another corner in. Again, 0x here in the race, which was great. Had the 1x in Q. But we were the biggest mover technically because we went from 7th to 3rd, and the front two were as they were on the grid. So not sure what happened to the 8. I assume that he got tires or had a penalty, not sure which. But, you know, I guess it gave us a freebie. I would assume penalty because I don't think that someone that
Good race
fast
too. That was fun.
would
Congratulations.
get tires, but, you know.
Hey, great race, man. Likewise.
There we go. Timer's up. Don't care. Let's just go check that pit exit for the other guy there. I don't know. Let's see if this is dirty. There's your pit merge, and usually you don't do this. I definitely braked early to make sure we didn't run into him. Were we going to pass him here? I don't think so, which is why I'm so upset with this. If it would have been like, you know, he's merging when we're at this brake zone, I'd be like, okay, you're taking away my chance because I'm going to stick it in there. But when we're this far back and you're already at, you know, roughly the start of the brake zone. So, I mean, the latest I'd consider braking in this scenario where he's at is right now. So I'm already braking knowing that he is where I would be braking if I had clear track. So you don't need to move over here. You've already covered me off by being this far in front of me at this point. I don't feel the need to block the driver's left in a corner that's this fast like this. I mean, you're not going to do anything except look. Again, I won't say this guy's a clown or a tool or anything, but you kind of look like a clown or a tool because you're covering off a gap that is unnecessary to cover. And it's perfectly in your right to do that. There's every right to do that. It rubs me the wrong way because you weren't in any danger of being passed. You're defending clean air, which isn't the same as defending a position in my opinion. But again, no matter. It is what it is. We will take that for what it is, and we will do our best to, you know, deal with that. And again, what lap was it? The next lap or one of these laps where Drew came out of the pits and we basically ended up on top of him. So yeah, I mean, again here, same thing. I know that to stick with him, we have to get by this Porsche. There's our brake zone. At my brake zone, I feel like we can roll around him here because he's coming out of the pit lane. I mean, at this exact moment, he's at 100 and we're at 175. So I feel like we can pretty safely, knowing that my turn-in point is roughly the start of this curb here. You know, again, a little bit earlier than that, but we're clear of him by the time I get to the point where I'm actually turning across him. So probably aggressive for sure. But again, Drew races enough of this and he's talented enough. He knows what I'm doing here. And, you know, I would not have made this move if I didn't feel like I could comfortably do this because it's not sketchy, I'll say, but it's definitely, you know, it's one of those things where you have to try. What lap did we end up tucked up on them here? You have to try to make a move like that because if you don't, you're just gonna lose too much time. So I want to watch what lap did he catch all that traffic? Was it the 6th lap here? Because I want to see what happened to him to explain how traffic works in IMSA for those of you that might not know. So we catch this big batch of lap cars here. He's able to get by the Corvette, no problem. I could have shoved this one up the inside. I mean, again, we're flat through here. He has to brake roughly 150, let's call it. This is a very dangerous move for me to try to fill that hole. And again, not worth it. Lap 6 of whatever ended up being a 20-lap race or whatever. It's an aggressive move, and this guy didn't do anything wrong by being there. It's just my bad luck to catch him at that spot. So This one, again, it's a big dive to get by this orange Corvette, but I felt like, again, I tried to stay one car away. The Mercedes fortunately ran wide and allowed me to stay up with this guy, but you just can't afford to lift. You have to pick and choose your moments, right? You can't afford to lose 3 or 4 car lengths worth of space. And again, here, same thing. Just unfortunate he caught these two before 14 and couldn't go anywhere with it. We got a pretty good drive off of here. And, you know, this is all circumstantial stuff. We're going to catch Drew here down the front stretch. And I think this guy knew I was coming, and so I had to, you know, he's moving around a little bit, but I had to dip my nose out in there. But again, I don't know. I felt like this was all fair game. I don't remember what lap we were on him and side by side down into 5. Maybe it was after the pit stop. I don't recall, but we'll go look why the hell not we're here. So no, it wasn't that lap. Did I pit on 9? So it must have been after. No, we both stayed out there. I think I pit this lap 10 for sure. So yeah, I mean, when you come out like this, it's, you know, again, we come out right behind him. We're never really that close, I guess. We never really had a shot. We had a better shot down here into 3. Again, he went defensive early, perfectly legit, perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, that's all fair game. So we'll leave it at that. I don't have any problem with that. Pit entry, or exit, excuse me, is what it is, but it's not something I would have done, but there was nothing wrong with it that I'm going to be too terribly upset about. We do lose iRacing, -1. That's a wash. Don't care. That's perfect. I'm happy to take a P3 out of that. Knew we'd lose some iRacing, but we gained some that we may not have deserved earlier this week in street stock, potentially. And plenty of racing to go. That's a wash. I mean, I had a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. So make sure you drop that like, sub down below. We're so close to 300. We keep fluctuating between like 295 and 298. So if you're new, drop that sub. Get me over 300. I greatly appreciate so much each and every one of you. And this is a good result. I'm happy with this. -1 iRacing is a wash. So as expected, we weren't fast. As a matter of fact, we might have even been the slowest GTP. No, Jason did not run very fast laps, but we were the second slowest GTP. What did the other guy that crashed run? 48.1. Okay, so we were faster than the 2 guys I thought we might have been faster, and we were slower than everybody else by quite some margin, actually. But, you know, Benjamin was flying. No business beating him. No business beating this guy. Probably he gets over 3K. Congrats to him. Nothing happens to us, obviously, basically like it never happened. But we did have 0x, which I don't remember. Did anybody else have 0x in this? 24 for Doug. That was a rough day. Oh, he had a drive-through or something. How many X? It's only a 35-minute. It's not that long of a race. So as expected, as usual, kind of predictable. We are the only 0x because that's kind of my trademark at this point. As a matter of fact, everybody else had 4 or more. It looks like, if I'm looking at this correctly, and this dude left immediately. So kind of a messy race. How much safety rating did this 2-car lose from this? He finished second in class, so he lost 22 iRacing, but he lost 0.83. But I guess he was at 2.03. So whatever. That's, you know, it is what it is. But I'm happy with that. I've dragged out the end post race of this video long enough. So again, appreciate you all so much as always. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. As usual, we got plenty of good content coming up. You can see, I'm gonna try to get into B Open. Gonna try to get into Ringmeister with the next gen with CR2. You already saw USORL Dash Series. We got the league race coming up, probably pickup cup as well. But we'll call that for now. So that's gonna be it. Appreciate you all so much. Till next time, as always. Bye.